Not been identified. ABC News foreign correspondent. New details about a deadly shooting at a Hanukkah event in Australia. Authorities say two men who opened fire at a large crowd at Bondi Beach were father and son. Officials report that at least 15 people were killed, victims ranging from 10 to 87 years old. Incredible video shows a local bystander tackling and disarming one of the gunmen. Police have officially declared this a terrorist attack, although a clear motive has not been identified. ABC News foreign correspondent Marcus Moore has more. Marcus, officials just provided an update. What's the latest in the investigation?
Yeah, we were really anticipating and waiting for that news conference because we were under the impression that the numbers could change, and indeed they did. We learned that the death toll has risen to 15, as you just noted, and that the shooters are identified as a 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son. Police said that the father was licensed to own firearms, and police said during that news conference that he owns 6 weapons. Authorities have not named the suspects publicly, but they did say that one of the suspects was known to police. They also would not reveal specifically how he is known and whether it was related to this incident. These two attackers, armed with guns, started shooting at innocent people who gathered on the Bondi Beach there in Australia. At one point, the gunmen were perched on top of a pedestrian bridge as they opened fire. Early estimates, were there were about 1,000 people on the beach at the time. Many of them were there to celebrate the first day of Hanukkah. And remarkably, it was a bystander who actually confronted one of the gunmen. We saw that video earlier. He wrestled the gun away. You see it right there, and managed to get the gun away from him. And then one of the suspects fell to the ground. Police say one shooter was killed, the other taken into custody. But Ike, as I speak to you now, there are still so many questions about a motive. We know that authorities are investigating this as a terror attack on the Jewish community there in Australia. But in terms of a specific motive about why that event and why this father and son carried this attack out that police have alleged, we still don't know all of the answers.
We're learning more about the victims too, right, Marcus? Can you tell us more about them?
Yes, a number of victims. As we noted, there are many still in the hospital, but we've also learned that they range in ages from 10 to 87 years old, and that one of the people who died was a rabbi, Eli Schlanger. He was one of the victims identified. This is his picture here. He served as a rabbi and also a chaplain in the Bondi community for 18 years. In fact, he was one of the people who organized the event that was underway when the shots rang out. Just one of the many people who was lost in this attack, and there are others as we will learn their names in the coming hours and days. But I really given you a sense of the impact this will have on so many families, not only there in Australia, but of course around the globe.
Oh mon gros.
Ouais, mais tes potes, il va se faire tirer dessus. Il est trop con, le mec à l'arme. Le mec est hyper con.
Sunday afternoon on Australia's famous Bondi beach, and dozens of families are taking shelter from the bullets being fired directly at them. Amidst the sirens, the sounds of children screaming. It is impossible to imagine the sheer terror that must have been felt. Among those that had gathered to mark the start of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights, when gunmen began targeting those who'd come to celebrate. This was among the first indication a terrorist attack was unfolding. Gunshots shattering the calm, followed by fear and panic.
I seen like a kid, like she was like maybe 8 years old, she got injured on the leg, and she was crying, and she was on the ground, so she was behind her mom.
As people fled for safety, this bystander rushed towards the danger, tackling one of the alleged gunmen, wresting the weapon from his hands. As the attacker retreated, the bystander carefully placed the gun against a tree before raising his hands in surrender. Tonight, that hero's been named as Ahmed al-Ahmed, appearing on a video with injuries to his arm and hand, his cousin revealing he'd been shot twice during the incident.
He's a hero, 100%. He's a hero because what we see on the social media, he's 100% hero.
To his shoulder?
Yeah, he have 2 shots, one in his arm here and one in his hands.
Earlier, this footage captured 2 gunmen standing on a footbridge overlooking the beach, firing repeatedly into the area immediately in front of them, where the Jewish festival was taking place. Around 1,000 people there, including families with children. Later, drone footage captured one gunman lying on the ground, moments before police opened fire on the second. As officers swarmed the bridge, dozens of shell casings were visible, an indication of the volume of gunfire. Authorities have not yet confirmed the identities of the attackers, but amid the chaos, one brief, highly charged moment, a man running in towards the body of the dead attacker before police intervene.
An attack on Jewish Australians is an attack on every Australian. And every Australian tonight will be, like me, devastated on this attack on our way of life.
As daylight faded over Bondi Beach, a shoreline usually filled with laughter, now marked by grief, a community mourning the dead and waiting for news of the still critically injured.